if you followed me for a while, you know that one of my beliefs is that you have to learn a language, or if you're a teacher, teach a language in a way that is interesting for the language learner. Often I see people who are going to learn a new language or improve a language they already have, and they look at all the different apps. They look at all the different programs, look at all the different language schools, all the different classes, everything. And they're trying to figure out what's the best one. And the reality is that the best one is the one that you're going to have the most fun with, and the one that you enjoy the most. I love popcorn. We share popcorn. And it's funny, right? Because one of the things I haven't talked about before, but is a big piece of that, is often this requires a lot of improvisation. For example, I see, myself, like whenever I go into lessons, often I have a plan of what I want to do in that lesson. However, when I start teaching, I often will actually adjust or completely throw the plan out the window. Speaking of which, this is a good time to jump into this. So we have today, we have yesterday, we have tomorrow, we have things like next week. Oop, I spelled tomorrow wrong. I spelled tomorrow. And so it made sense just to go and talk about that because it was just super relevant and contextual to what was happening in the moment. And so that improvisation, whether you're a learner, right, and you need to improvise by going, wow, right now I think this is the best thing I need to do. I'm gonna change my strategy, right? And you're always adjusting, always changing based on what's contextual and what's right in the moment. Or if you're a teacher and you're trying to adapt to what your student needs, right? Either way, you've got to have that a good measure of improvisation ready to really be the most effective language learner and or language teacher. I think it really plays into both camps.
We aren't a travel agency. We are a leadership development organization. So what that means is basically we want participants in our organization to come out of their exchange having gained leadership skills and having gained a global mindset and things such as that.
I want to start looking at increasing my monthly profit. So far from my experience of it, and less than a year of experience in it, back to school time is a high point in terms of like students who are in school. Summertime is a higher point for things like summer camps. One of the hardest parts of teaching the way that I choose to teach is that sometimes what the student wants you to do with them is not necessarily something that you particularly enjoy per se. So for example, I have a French student who really wants to work on basically just work on a lot of like the writing side. Yeah, really just the writing side of things. C'est versus il y a and c'était versus il y avait. C'est is like it is.
Okay.
Il y a there is, or sorry, il y a there is there are, il y avait there was or were, because his major priority for him is just to be able to get through a lot of the high school French classes that he has to do, and really his plan is not to continue French afterwards, so he's not overly concerned if he loses his French. And so the thing that he feels the most connected to is, hey, can we do a lot of worksheet style, like writing and drills and da-da-da-da-da-da. That's not really my preference per se. But, one of the hard parts that I have to, especially when I teach him or students like him, is just like really keeping it front of mind to go like, this is what he really wants, this is what he's connected to. Even though I don't connect with that personally, I have to push that aside and make sure I'm delivering on what connects with my students. Oh. Ready? Ready? There we go. There. Ek. Ready? Ek. De. Tre. Char. Panch. Chh. Sat. Acht. No. 10. Pagnicha. Au. 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 Ek. Ha. Na. Apak. Ek. Ha. Pe. Tra. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I was thinking like my like core competencies is like learning languages and teaching languages. That's like what there's not many people that are better at it than me.
Okay.
And there's a lot of things that I'm good at. Like I'm good at a lot of the business stuff, but it's not like my core competency per se, right?
Sure.
And I'm starting to just kind of surround myself with people who have maybe a more natural skill set for things that I maybe don't. So for example, you, like the reason I was thinking of you, because number one, I knew you did the marketing stuff. I don't really know exactly fully what you do. I know.
I'll explain.
You can explain, yeah. But then I also remember, when we did the window cleaning, I remember that, like, how much external you would just do. Like, you just did it. Like, it was just kind of your natural, like, thing. And I was like, interesting. Because for me, external, when I had the window cleaning, it was never, like, a strong suit of mine.
Yeah.
And right now, it's similar. I find external, but it's not like things explode. It's like I chip away slowly but surely, which is how I did window cleaning. But then someone like you, I don't know what, DNA, I don't know if it's like just like someone taught, I have no idea why, but like for whatever reason, that was when it came more natural. I was like, wow, it's good to get people like that in my circle. So
Sure, that's great.
I talked to Anders today. You know Anders, right, Aaron?
Yes.
Yeah, so I talked to Aaron today as well. Where I bi-weekly calls her. Well, no, he was VP in Ontario, right?
Yeah, what's he doing now, though?
What's that?
What's he doing now, though?
VP still.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
we were talking on Snapchat, and jokingly I was like, yeah, it'd be funny if we did an exchange, like I help you with window cleaning in some way, you give me some of your time for coaching. He's like, yeah, I do it. I was like,
really?
Actually,
Cool.
so I had a first call with him, and so I'm just trying to just kind of build things around me around things that are not like my core thing. So
Yeah, very cool.
what's up with your marketing?
Yeah.